Hey, it's Leo. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be doing the New Year's book tag. This tag was originally created by Heather at Bookables in 2017 and she redid it in 2021, and I'll link her newer video down below. I discovered this tag by watching a new channel that I found, Tamara Reads, and I'll link Tamara's video down below as well, and I recommend you check her out. Again, she's a new booktuber and has just about 4 videos out so far, and I look forward to checking out more of her channel. With each video, I lift up a different nonprofit that's doing good in the world. This is a good reminder to me of all of the work that people are doing to make the world a better place. I'll make a donation, and I encourage you to like, share, follow, or donate as you are inspired. This week I'd like to lift up Trinity Place, which is a non-sectarian youth shelter for LGBTQ+ youth living in New York City. Their mission is to help homeless LGBTQ+ youth and young adults in New York City safely transition out of the shelter system and grow into independent, positive, and productive adults. They have a 10-bed transitional shelter that provides them with a safe place to sleep, shower, and store their belongings. They provide individual and group counseling, independent living, supportive services, and access to transportation. They also provide case management, education, career counseling, access to comprehensive health services, art classes, mental health services, utilizing community partnership. All of the youth referred to Trinity Place are interested in and assisted with actively seeking employment or schooling. So they provide a unique home and family-like environment where youth receive individualized care, respect, and the basic services so often denied to them. So it sounds like this organization is doing some pretty amazing work. I have a friend who thinks very highly of them, and so I'll make a donation, and I encourage you to check them out. I also encourage you to check out what shelters are in your city, particularly maybe shelters for marginalized folks. Some of the big time names that have bell ringers, for example, aren't supportive of trans women or other LGBT folks, and so it's good to find these shelters that can provide services to those who are on the margins and really needing a caring hand. Thanks. All right, let's get to the tag. Question 1. How many books are you planning to read in 2022? I debated this. My goal for 2021 was 100 books, and I'd never read anywhere near that many in a year, I don't think, but I made it. I read 102 books in 2021, so you know what? I'm gonna try it again for 2022 because there's just so many books out there, and I want to read. I don't want to read them all, but I want to read a lot of them. So there you go. Number 2, name 5 books that you didn't get to in 2021 but want to make a priority in 2022. So I have a couple more than 5, but in nonfiction there are 2. What White People Can Do Next by Emma Dabiri, and All We Can Save, Truth, Courage, and Solutions for the Climate Crisis by Ayanna Elizabeth Johnson and Catherine K. Wilkinson. Those both just sound really timely and important, and I've read Twisted by Emma Dabiri and really loved that, and so look forward to reading What White People Can Do Next, and I've heard really great things about All We Can Save. I've also been hearing so many good things about The Magician by Colm Toibin, which is a historical fiction about the author Thomas Mann. Also in 2021, I discovered Mary Roberts Rinehart, thank you, Say Kevy. And so I want to read The Bat, which is another mystery by Mary Roberts Rinehart. Then I also want to continue to increase my reading by trans women authors. And so one of the ones that Kaz and I Always Doing raved about is For the Love of April French by Penny Ames. So that's one that I meant to get to last year, but plan to get to in 2022. And then also You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. I just hear so many good things about it and didn't quite get to it in 2021. So here we go, 2022. The last one, and I know I can't count, it's more than 5, but is The Yield by Tara June Winch, which a lot of people raved about. I originally picked it up because Greg at Supposedly Fun had raved about it, and then most recently Sean at Sean the Book Maniac made a video about how wonderful it was. So I have to get to this in 2022, right? So that's on my list. Number 3, what genre do you want to read more of? My go-to comfort genre is mystery. So given how the world is going, I anticipate that I'll be reading a lot of mystery. But I want to continue to focus on nonfiction, particularly learning about anti-racism and other social justice pieces. I think that's just really important, and there's just so much I don't know. I also want to read more literary fiction. I've recently made the decision to shift my novel that I'm currently working on from a mystery genre to a literary fiction. Part of the work is to know the conventions of the type of book that you are writing. So I also think I'm just going to really enjoy discovering more literary fiction. But really, I'll read any genre, probably except for horror. Number 4, name 3 non-book related goals for 2022. So my first is to get outside and walk more. My body and heart are happier if I get outside and go explore. There's so many cool places that I haven't explored. My natural inclination as a homebody is to stay home and read or write or thinking about reading and writing or watch YouTube. So yes, number 1 goal is to get outside and walk more. Number 2 is on my work in progress, my current novel, which I'm currently working on draft 2, which is essentially a rewrite. I'd like to write 2,000 pages a month and finish it by the end of the year. I had planned for my goal to be 1,667 words a month, but then I saw Loveless Degrees had made their goal 2,000 words a month, and that just sounded like a better number. So that's what we'll go with, 2,000 words a month, which hopefully will get me to the completion of draft 2 by the end of this year, which would be really nice. For my third non-book goal for 2022, my friend shared this really interesting resolution from Christina Moltalvo on Instagram, which is to complete 1 annoying task each week. And I'll link that down below, but I just think that's brilliant because, I mean, annoying tasks, you put them off and it takes you 2 minutes, but then you spent like 400 minutes thinking about it and dreading it and putting it off. So yeah, so I think that's pretty brilliant. I'm going to try to do 1 annoying task each week. I'm also going to add a question for subsection A for my bookish related goals for 2022. I want to continue to do a queer shout out video each month. What that would mean is reading and reviewing specifically books written by queer authors and lift them up, especially in a separate video. I did that a few times, but I would like to be more diligent about that. I've really enjoyed both preparing for and creating that content. I'm also going to participate in the Locked Bookticians Black Classic Book Club, which I'll link down below. There's a list of books where every month has a different Black classic to read. And for January, it's The Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. I'm also going to be participating in the Terry Pratchett read-along by Katya at Read, Write, and Create, Scott at Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, Rosie Cocksha and Say Kevy. And in January, we're reading Equal Rights, and I'll link that down below. I also only did 1 vlog in 2021, and so I'd like to do some more of those. Have some ideas about maybe taking you outside and showing you some of the cool places here around Portland, Oregon. But I'd also like to do some reading vlogs. One that I've just started is a reading vlog of the things that I'm finding in I Must Resist, Bayard Rustin's Life in Letters. Basically, this is so good, and I don't want to lose I don't want the thoughts to fall out of my head, so I'm going to put them on video and share them with all of you. I mean, I'm only this far into it, but yeah, I'm really loving it so far. So that is one book that I'm going to create a reading vlog for. I think I may do the same thing with W.E.B. Du Bois' Black Reconstruction in America, which I've heard many people highly recommend. This is obviously a very dense book, and so again, I don't want those learnings to just fall out of my head, and so I might make that reading vlog as well. I'll have to see what other books maybe I might consider doing that for. Again, I've only done 1, so it'll be a good resolution to try out some other ideas with vlogs. My last bookish goal is to read more diversely. I tried to get statistics for last year, and I didn't finish going through and calculating it. But needless to say, I did read some diverse authors, but also read far too many straight white authors and men, so looking to continue to diversify my reading. That's a goal that I may come up with more specific statistics as I figure out how things are going, or I don't know. Do you have any suggestions for statistics of how to read more diversely? Maybe what it means is I need to finish calculating how many diverse authors I read in 2021 and then increase that number. I don't know. I just want to read. So we'll see. Also related to reading goals, I'm really expanding this question here. So I had done Sean the Book Maniac's Books and Gripes bucket list book tag, and as part of that, I had you, the viewers, vote for 2 of the books that I should read in the 2022 year. And the 2 books that you selected for me were Our Man in Havana by Graham Greene with 5 votes, and then The Secret Adversary, Tommy and Tuppence Mysteries #1 by Agatha Christie with 4 votes. I definitely will read the Agatha Christie one. I had checked out the Graham Greene book on audiobook, and I'd only done some cursory research before I put it on my list, and so I started listening to the audiobook, and the author uses the N-word in dialogue in the first sentence. I know it was written in 1958, and I think that the use of it in dialogue was intended to show that that speaker is not a good person. I don't know. I heard it, I returned it to the library, and I picked a different book for that week. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts about that. Should I read Our Man in Havana? Have you read it? There were 6 books that had the next highest number of votes, and that was 3 each. And so I might just pick one of those to read instead, because they're on my list of my Books and Gripes bucket list. Finally, I would like to, at some point in 2022, create an original tag possibly related to the queer shout-out theme of the book reviews and those video lines, so I'm pondering. And I will continue to try to catch up on the book tags that I have been tagged in and look forward to being tagged in more and tagging folks in more. That leads to my final goal, which is just to strive to be consistent with at least 1 video a week. So basically, read, write, make videos. Connect with all of you. Sounds like a pretty good resolution to me. Question 5. What's a book that you've had forever that you still need to read? So in nonfiction, my mom gave me Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela a really long time ago, so I still need to read that. And then in fiction, I'm storing all of her Agatha Christie's, and so I still need to read those. Question number 2. The word that you are hoping 2022 will be. And I'm going to make up a word for this. Writerlicious, which basically means I'd really like to finish my draft 2 of my book. I'll do it. I'll probably do it. And I think for the year in general, because we're kind of in a shit show of end stage capitalist decline and pandemic and seeing huge amounts of the populace who are choosing to act selfishly and unkindly, my dream for 2022, the word would be fierce hope. That all of us together can find a fierce hope that will pull us through, help us build community, maybe build alternative networks of supporting one another, and get through this. Yeah. Well, on that note, we come to question 7, which is to tag a friend. So first of all, I want to tag anybody who would like to do this video, and thank you all for being in BookTube with me. 2021 was my first year, and I was really glad to discover this community. Looking forward to building more connections, growing as a reader and as a content creator, growing in relationships and getting to know all of you. So thank you. I'd specifically also like to tag Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, Bob the Booker, Larry Has Opinions, AJ Dunn Reads and Writes, and Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. So I think it'd be fun to see what you do with this tag, if it's not too late. Anyway, that's all I've got for you for now, and until next time, happy reading.